I have a Wada Frisbee stretching out my Centurion right now. There's a wasp, there's a wasp. Coming into the garage. There's a fly. Got it. So here we are with another weekly wrap-up. Week 6 is complete, so that means we are 10 weeks out from Open Worlds. Things went fairly well this week. I'll touch on sort of some, I don't want to call them setbacks, but just some nagging issues that sort of crept in this week. On last Sunday, I got to do singles in the squat, and they felt really good. I think part of that is I've been doing reps, I've been doing doubles and triples in full gear. So just having to do singles is a nicer mindset. You only have to focus on the one rep. So you can just focus on that, what you have to do for execution of it. And there's no, okay, I need to be prepared for a second rep at the end of the first rep. I worked my way up to 240 and was happy with how it moved. I was still in my looser suit and I haven't taken it in yet. I do have a smaller suit that I put on a week or two ago just at home to try and start stretching it out. It still felt pretty tight in the leg cuffs that day, so I might put it on this coming week, try and get it moving. I'm a little apprehensive with how tight the leg cuffs were that I won't be able to squat sort of how I want to, but we'll see how that goes. Day 2 of this week was shirted bench. I had some singles in that as well. Worked my way up to 180.5, mostly because Ryan was benching 180 that day, and I wanted to beat him, so we pulled out the record plates and loaded that up. The touch wasn't super great, which resulted in a crappy press. As I hit my chest, I sort of dumped it and had a moment of, oh, I might just collapse and let the spotters take it, but then was like, well, I might as well try and press it, and if it gets out of the groove, they'll grab it anyway. So to press it, my butt came up off the bench and it was pretty sloppy. So he kind of won that day. But his elbow is coming along really well, and it's getting harder and harder to actually keep up with him. This week I also had a suit on for deadlift. Suits on for everything all the time right now. I had 4s, no, I did 3s deadlifting this week. Full gear. I tried a looser suit. I had my looser fusion on, so it's looser in the legs. Straps are about the same tightness as the one I had on the previous week, but it's looser in the legs, and it felt really good. It let me get into a really good position, it felt like, so I could push my knees out without a bunch of struggle. So I think I'll keep playing around with that suit for a couple of weeks and see how things progress. Probably last Sunday when I was squatting, I started to feel a little bit of pain in my forearms, specifically like just along the bone, basically is my best descriptor. It's really nervy, it's just aching frequently. So I had to put my shirt on a second time this week. I put on my smaller one to start. It wasn't fitting as great as it normally does. It just wasn't going on as nicely or easily as it normally does. And funny things were happening with shoulder and then resulting in nerve pain down arm. So I ended up going with my looser shirt the second shirt day. I did a couple of reps to my chest just because I'm benching at Westerns next weekend and I wanted that practice, I guess, to see sort of where I'm at, what I need to open with in order to touch my chest. And then I had some lockout work there, so I did some triples with just about half range of motion pin presses in the shirt. Friday, I ended up doing some pod squats. They were supposed to be straight bar pod squats, but because of the nervy issues in my arms, I decided to do safety bar just to take some pressure off there. So some pod squats there, some snatch grip deadlifts, which sort of flared up that nerve pain in my arms. And yeah, that sort of wrapped up the week. So lots of gear work again, which will be a trend leading into Equipped Worlds. It makes sense. With the nerve pain, what I've been doing to treat it is just trying to like treat the whole pathway of the nerve from my neck down, pecs down into arm. Left arm's been a little bit worse than right arm. Right arm's there, but not as bad. I'm trying to be good about just keeping on top of treating that. Yesterday I had a day off, which was Saturday, Today I'm doing full gear squats again. It's feeling pretty good today. Yesterday I had very minimal pain, so I'm hoping the treatment I did Friday night on it is helping. And we'll sort of just see how it goes and keep an eye on it and treat as necessary. I'll try not to have to modify my training too much, but obviously 10 weeks out I still have a lot of time, so now is not that time to push things. As far as body weight update, the last couple of days I've been low 75s, so still trending down in the right direction. This past Tuesday, I checked in with Kristen. We dropped my macros by about 100 calories-ish. I lost 20 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fat, so it wasn't a huge deficit, but it seemed to have spurred on a little bit more weight loss this week. So I anticipate that keeping trending in that direction. Really, 10 weeks out and 3 kilos over is sitting pretty good for me. Especially with traveling internationally, I find that my weight will drop with that travel fairly naturally. So I'm feeling like I'm in an okay spot at this point this far out. And I'm still feeling really well fueled and limited in hunger throughout the days, so that's always a positive as well. So one thing that a lot of people seem to be asking about is sort of pain management, how I deal with that. I think I talked about this a week or two ago and said, well, I'm not really having any issues right now, so didn't really have much to say on it. Being that I'm having a bit of nerve pain in my arms this week, I've sort of stepped back and looked at things. Okay, what am I doing? I think one thing that I'm doing or have been doing is rushing my warm-ups and not spending enough time just getting body generally warm. So with my bench days right now, I'm going to start doing more upper body warm-up, just rotator cuff stuff, some band work, to try and get more blood flow there, especially when I'm just putting the shirt on to start the training day. I don't have a lot of warm-ups to the shirt, so it doesn't give me a lot of time to get warm necessarily. So I think I need to add in a little bit more warm-up there. Same thing goes with my squat days and deadlift days. I took a look at them and was like, hey, I don't think I'm doing enough warm-up for these either. What I typically do for my warm-ups right now, or starting to again, is just a 5 to 10 minute walk, just trying to get some more blood flowing, get the body a little bit warm. Especially here, the temperature is starting to drop with fall days, so the gym's not always as warm as it is in the summer. So I need to do a little bit of actual, truly warming up the body. And then just a little bit more rotator cuff work, band work, before actually getting to moving weight. So that's it for another weekly wrap up. This coming week, I'm likely going to compress my week a little bit, not take a rest day on Tuesday so that I get all 5 of my workouts in Sunday to Thursday. Then Thursday night we leave for Edmonton to head to Westerns. Friday I'm doing bench only at Westerns, so we'll see how that goes. We'll let you know next week. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and let us know of any questions or comments you have. Have a good week.
See y'all next week.